All right, good morning, everybody. Here we sit on the back porch here at the field house. Got you
In
there.
that chilly weather.
Yeah, everybody starts calling it all football weather. Get a little bit chill in the air. Well, Coach, here we sit last night. We didn't get a chance to see on the scoreboard what we wanted to see, so I'll let you jump into that.
Well, I'm watching the film right now. I'm very disappointed in a loss, but I thought our kids played well. I thought there was a helping hand on Dunbar's side there, and the more of the film I watch, the sicker I get. But I'm very proud of our kids, and trying to think how I'm going to talk to the kids here in a minute about the facts of life and the game of life. There are just times that things get taken out of your hands, and I've got to be careful what I say here, but things get taken out of your hands, and you have no control over. And that's just the facts of life, the game of life. We got to make sure we stay positive because we're the same football team, and we've got a big situation this week with Eastern Hills, and we got to come back and bounce back from this loss and come back and win a football game.
100%. Last night we saw something that I don't think we've seen really all season, and that was a heavy dose of that backfield. I thought the Bullfrogs did a great job, although they chipped away, a few yards here and there. The defense really did a great job, and the offense really did a great job. And I know there's not too much you want to say about that helping hand that was out there, but everybody saw it. It,
Well,
it was no doubt.
they have a good running back there, and the 22 kid, and I think he set a score. I think I heard they set a score record last night, and kudos to him for doing that. And he does run hard. And a lesson learned too. You got to tackle a kid like that down in the legs. And I don't know. I think we had about 4, 5, 6, maybe 12 face mask penalties there. That we're still looking for some of those on the kid, but he's a good running back, powerful type running back, downhill running back, and he did a good job. Lesson learned from us. We've got to, how you got to play a kid like that, because when you get in the playoffs, you're going to see kids like that. So he's a good one.
Yeah. So we talked about it before about sometimes when you get in the situation the Bullfrogs were coming into last night, being 7-1, it's not so much capture the flag, but it's the fight for the top of the hill, the man at the top of the hill. And last night, with taking that loss, it brings Bullfrogs to 7-2. How are all the boys reacting to that last night?
I hadn't seen them yet. They're coming in now, and we're in the weight room. The kids are disappointed last night. They're down, and that's why I'm saying to you here. I've got to figure out how I'm going to talk to them, and of course we'll show them the film, and we'll show them the helping hand that I'm talking about. Nothing you can do about that, and you've got to come back, and they're just times in life that things like that happen to you. Our kids were focused on winning the ball game. If we'd have won that ball game last night, then we wrap up a first place seed. We did not win the ball game last night, so now we've got to come back this week and win for the first place seed, and we've got to rely on now. We've got a situation where we've got to rely on Kennedale to come back and beat Dunbar. So yes, we're in the playoffs, but they're still fighting for seeding as far as first, second, third, and fourth in there, and how you want to finish up. We still have a chance, Joy, for the district championship, and that's what we got to focus on. There's no saying you can get bitter or better. The words are spelled the exact same, except for one letter, and that's the I. Am I going to put bitter in there, or am I going to make it better? And I talked to the kids last night about that, and we've got to make sure we focus on ourselves. It hurt from last night from 10:30 to this morning at 9 o'clock. And now we've got to forget about that and go to the next game. That's what happens when you're in a season like this. You can go back to the first of the year when Texas A&M lost to an Appalachian State. Who'd have thought that? But things like that happen. It's a shame that sometimes it's taken out of your hands, not truly controlled by your play. And I thought our kids did play hard last night. Our kids played aggressive. Very good special teams play, except for one kickoff return there. I thought our defense played hard against that downhill running back, and I thought our offense took it to them. My gosh, I'm sitting there. Well, I'm about a third of the way through the first half, and we're just pounding them. And I'm still looking for some of those calls that were called, but that just happens. That's just the facts of life, and we've got to get better this week and come out against Eastern Hills and leave nothing on the table. Give it all we got. Come back and win the district championship.
Oh, that's right. Take a quick second for a plug here. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Eagles Nest Sports Restaurant, located at 8455 Boat Club Road. Stop out there today. It's a nice day to go get you something hot to eat there at Eagles
chili.
Nest.
Some chili.
That's right. Some chili, some soup, some tortilla soup, something a little warm. It's got that little chill in the air. Also brought to you by Stephen Barber Insurance, State Farm agent. Multiple locations here on the northwest side of Fort Worth. You can contact them at 817-238-2265. Stop by, see Stephen Barber Insurance for all your auto, home, life, health, renters, and business insurance. That's Stephen Barber Insurance. We appreciate you guys for sponsoring the show. Now going back into that, Coach Welch was just talking about, some of those things that are out of your control. If you want to know a little more what we're talking about, just go back and watch the game last night. I'll tell you all about it in the game last night. It was a tough, especially early on. That first half was there was a lot of comments that were coming in. Johnny Wheeler, he was tuning in the chat, and it was just the head shaking emoji on the part of that you can't control, And I really thought one thing that I really have to point out for all y'all that are out there listening and for you coaches, last night for the Bullfrogs could have ended up in a very, very chippy side from our side. We could have got mad. We could have got upset. And we could have just started just having a cry out for different things. And I can't tell you how proud I am of the boys and your staff for staying within the game and just continuing to be a class act out there on the field.
Well, that's one of the things I'm going to talk to the kids about today. I thought we did hold our cool and so forth. Sometimes when you let's say there's a call made and you know that you didn't do that particular call, sometimes your teammates get down on you and start hollering and screaming at you, and that's one of the things I'm going to talk to the kids about this morning because as we watch the film, we've got to support each other in the game of life and the facts of life and in family situations. Sometimes there's just a time that we need to pat our brother on the butt and say, hey, keep your head up and let's go to the next play. Let's go to the next job. Let's go to the next situation. So a lot of things you can learn from last night. I praise God for us being in the situation we're in. A lot of teams like to be where we're at right now. Still have a chance for the district championship, and our goals are still on our fingertips here. So, yes, I'm a lot of things to talk about the kids today. I praise God. I praise God for everything that's happened to us this year. This is a good football team, and I'm proud of these kids.
100%, Coach. Well, we're going to see Coach Raines come out here. We're going to go over this offense a little bit, and then we'll have you back up here, and we'll close
Sounds
this thing
good.
out.
All right.
Thank you, Coach.
Good morning, Joey. How you doing?
Well, it's a good morning. God has blessed me with another one, but when it comes to
they've been
football,
better,
I'm still living a little bitter sour right now.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, so let's jump into it. Last night we Bullfrogs, had to fight it out. Last night from the offensive side, there was still a lot of what we've seen all season long. We've seen a lot of power. We've seen a lot of running. You've seen a lot of more.
That's right.
And Reese.
And Reese.
It's like Moore's your heavy hitting main course, and Reese is just a little taste of something there. He slides in there and gets a lot of things done. But we saw there last night. I really we made it a point out in some of the calls there. We could see some plays called pretty much same plays back to back, and as you guys notched out a lot of yards, and the old story as it goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We saw a little bit of that last night. Let's jump into that, Coach.
Usually they make a few adjustments after you run it a couple of times in a row, though, and you got to change some things up. No, offensively, I thought we moved the ball well. We had some things that weren't consistent with our offense. We had some penalties, I think, that took away 3 touchdowns for us last night. And going back on film, I don't see what they're seeing, but they were called, and we've got to deal with them, and we've got to learn how to continue to move the ball in those situations. And also, unfortunately, some of them weren't just, 10-yard penalties. They were 15-yard penalties. And when you have a 1st and 25 or and end up with a 3rd and 25, I don't have a whole lot of plays that's going to guarantee us a 3rd and 25. We did call one. We called a little slip screen out there, and I think Damian ended up getting 30 yards, but we had a block in the back penalty on it, and go back and look for those things, and I'm still looking for them today. So, but that's how it shook out. I thought we blocked and ran the ball well up front. I wasn't impressed very much with our passing game last night. We've got to be able to throw the ball on guys like that and move the ball some. So those are some things that we're going to continue to work on. But yeah, Damian ran hard. The effort was there. All the offensive line was playing hard. As I look back on film, Dante ran the ball hard. That opening drive, we came out and just moved right on down the field. Scored a touchdown on that opening drive, but like I said, it was one of the ones that got called back. I think we ended up getting 3 points out of that one. But yeah, so it's frustrating when those things happen, but they do happen sometimes. And like Coach Welch just said a few minutes ago, we put ourselves in a good situation where we can win this next ball game and we can still get what we're after. So
yeah, on those a lot of those plays we saw, you mentioned a little bit of the block in the back calls that were there. On those plays there, and y'all will be able to verify it on film, everything that we saw up top, which I believe to know not to be a block in the back, is when you're face up with somebody blocking them and they turn and give you their back, that it's not a block in the back.
They can't just turn on you.
And that's exactly what I think you guys are going to find on the film today, that you see that. Because we definitely mentioned it. We shouted out Gage McAnally. We shouted out Cash Martinez. When they come in and they play those spots, just being patient and running up and waiting to see the guy's face before they make initial contact, because a lot of times they run inside the guy they're going to block, which the old days have been able to crack back, knock somebody's block off. But now they get up there and chop their feet, and as soon as he turns, they lock him up and seal that area. And that gave more room to run. It gave him choices to make. Same thing with Reese. It gave him choices to be able to make and move out there. So I think you'll find a lot of that discovery on film that there might have been some rookies some rookies out of the pasture out there.
The thing I was disappointed on most is when they did make a call, they didn't know how to enforce the penalty on it. And so that tells you a little bit, I guess, about their experience there. I don't want to say a whole lot about it, but
yeah,
it is what it is, and we've got to move on, and we know what's in front of us, and we got to go take care of us. So.
Yeah, I hear you. I felt in my mind, I was like, well, they're athletes too, but it just happened to be that freshman just got promoted to varsity, and he just wasn't ready yet.
That's right. Exactly.
But yeah, so just to cap off a little bit on the offensive side, I know you guys might not have a chance to get numbers yet on where Moore's sitting at on this. So do we have a chance?
Yeah, he had 1,200 something yards coming into last night's game, and I think he was around the 100-yard mark last night. So he's sitting, about 1,300 yards for the season. Dante's around 600 or 700 yards rushing, and I think around 600 or 700 yards passing also. So that's where they're sitting right now. And I think about 4 or 5 games ago, Damian became the all-time leading rusher here at Lake Worth High School. So that's good to put on the record board there, So.
Oh yeah, for sure. But hey, look, you got to give a big shout out to that whole entire offensive line.
No doubt.
Those guys paving the way out there. They make it easy. Last night, everybody got to see a little bit more shiftiness as he was picking his holes and the way he was going through there. But it was a great job, overall effort by the offense last night. I agree, and we don't get off in the weeds in it. I agree that there was a lot of things that happened that were out of our control last night, and that's too bad.
There were. But you talked about the offensive line, and they did a good job up front. They did create a little bit of confusion with us. They ran a lot of multiple fronts. I think the first series they came out in one front, and the next series they came out in a different front, and we've got to make those adjustments to those. And I thought they did a pretty good job with it. We're going to go back on film and get some corrections made and continue to move along with those guys. But that's a good group up front, and it's a good back to have behind them. Actually, 2 good backs to have behind that offensive line. So we're excited about our future and going to finish this thing out right and head to the playoffs and see what we can do.
All right, Coach. We'll let you get back to it.
Yes,
we look
sir.
forward to for the next one.
I appreciate it. Thank you,
Thank you,
Joy.
Coach. Good morning, Coach McAnally.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How are you doing?
Good. Not as chipper as I'd like to be, but hey, we'll get there. We'll flush it, and
That's it.
we'll
Got to move on.
Move on to the next one. So last night, it's hard to not mention anything about it. But last night, the Bullfrogs had to play a lot of people last night.
Yeah, it was.
It felt like it was 11 and then some.
And then some.
We'll leave it at that.
Don't get me fired up. I'll say something I'm not supposed to.
Oh, trust me. There's quiet moments in the broadcast last night where Chris is just saying, "It's all right, Joey, just breathe."
Yeah.
I was hotter than a wet hen, boy.
Yeah. Oh, I was wet as a wet hen, and then I was hotter than a wet hen.
Well, I tell you, last night the Bullfrogs. What we saw on that defense is we saw a defense staying really tall for quite a while, and they were just like the game that we played against Kennedale. That was 250 pounds of power blocking coming at your face, and we still managed to just cut them down to chips here and there. Late in the game, they got a couple more larger gouges, but for the most part, they were having to earn every yard they got, and that was the defense was just there.
We did, and we did make them earn it. And that's that's our MO this year is to be physical and to get after them and to understand understand the game plan, and we did some good things. We did a lot of good things. I mean, my goodness, we had 2 interceptions. We had a blocked punt. We kept them out of the end zone. I don't know how many drives they had. I think 8, and we kept them out on 6. But those 2. They got 1 in the first half. They got 1 in the second half. The thing that hurt us there is we kept the drive alive a couple of times with some penalties. Those things just those are kind of backbreakers there. And then one time we had an error on the last touchdown. It was a goal line situation. We just had an error there, and the good team's going to take advantage of it. But came back and got another stop there towards the end of the game, and got a real big stop there, and used our timeouts, and I just knew that we were going to go down and win that football game. And things just, like you said a while ago, is the numbers weren't always on the, they're always 11 on 11, so. Those things just didn't work out for us, but the kids continue to fight, and we fought all night long. Got a lot of positives coming out of that, and when we've definitely got some corrections, continue to get better and keep growing, and big week coming up this week, and we'll continue to grow and get better, and we'll be ready.
Yeah, big thing is coming out of that game last night, it seemed like everybody came out, pretty much on the healthy side.
Yeah.
And so it's a good thing to be able to come back and attack it this week with everybody. So, Coach, I know you guys have a lot going on, but anything else you want to close out there on the defensive side?
Oh, well, I was super proud of our effort. There were times that running back, that 22 is he's a load. Great balance, good speed. He's the best running back we've seen all year, and he made us pay for it a couple of times, but it was really good for us to see somebody like that because we got better at tackling him as the game went on, and and the kids, we made some adjustments, and the kids stuck, just picked it right up and did good. So I'm proud of them. Even though the bitter taste of defeat stinks, but they're back here and ready to go this morning, and we'll be here 7:00 on next Friday night here at Cottrell Stadium and ready to go.
That's right. We look forward to it, Coach. All right, we'll let you get back to it, and we'll wrap this thing up. Good luck to you this week, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, Coach. So that one's flushed. It's out of there. Sip of coffee, get the bad taste out of your mouth. We got this week to prepare for. I know you're getting ready to go in there and have a hard talk with the boys and talk a little bit about life and how these things adjust we've talked about the last few weeks. And I just want to get your take on. I talked a lot about asking you guys. How do you when you're the king at the top and you're the top of the mountain, how do you keep your head at ground level? And last night, how do you feel the concentration was going into last night? Do you feel it had anything to do with the record?
I thought first of all, let me tell you this: did we come out pounding the ball down the field on those guys? And like Coach Raines just said, we came out and our offensive linemen, we missed a few blocks, but you watch Damian and Dante run that football. You watch our offensive line come out and pound their defensive line, and I just watched the play a while ago. I'm still looking for the whole. It's my 35th year of coaching, and I'm still looking for that call. It ain't there. So you can't blame the kids for those type of things. We came out last night and we were pounding. Our kickoff team got them twice inside the 20-yard line. Great kickoff starting off with our punt team last night. He did a great job, put one on the 1-yard line. Our defense contained that. I say contained. It's hard to contain number 22. He's a good football player, downhill running back. But as our defensive line was getting off of their offensive line to go make the plays, I hope you understand what I'm saying there. Yeah. We played hard, and I'm proud of our kids. We played hard. We played aggressive. There's no reason for us to hang our heads. We still have a chance for district championship right here, and let's go get this thing. Let's have a great week of practice, a great week of focused practice, getting ourselves better for the playoffs, and let's go win the district championship. First time it'd be the first time in school history of 4A football of Lake Worth, Texas. So let's go do this thing and be excited about it, be positive about it, and understand that in the game of life sometimes things happen outside of our control, and that's just the facts of life.
It is, Coach. Well, we got coming up this weekend. We have Eastern Hills. And I know you guys are still processing film and stuff on that, but you got anything on Eastern Hills to give us a little preview?
We've watched them play a couple times, and they're good athletic kids. They run hard, play hard. It's kind of this is a tough district right now as far as equality. A lot of people can a lot of equal things there. Eastern Hills, we watched them beat Dunbar 2 weeks ago. Again, they blocked the punt just like we did last night, and it was a very critical time of the game. At the same time, Dunbar had some crucial fumbles that stopped some drives there. So turnovers hurt them that game. So it's one of those things where you have to come out and you got to execute. You've got to make sure you take care of the football offensively. You got to wrap up and make good tackles defensively, and you got to win special teams. So that's what we're going to focus on. We're going to have a good week of practice and come out and do this thing in front of our home crowd here at Lake Worth High School. Now, let me tell you this. We're excited about this. Yes, our varsity has a chance to be district champions. Our JV right now is undefeated in district. They have a chance to be district champions. Our freshmen right now are sitting number 2 in the standings, but our freshmen are going to play Kennedale again this week. So our freshmen have a chance to be co-district champions. Folks, when's that ever happened in Lake Worth history? So we're excited about that. So we've got to have a great week of all three teams working here, and our freshman black team, they have a good week of practice. They have a chance to win a ball game this week against a good who we playing? Peaster team. It's not Peaster though. But anyway, got a good chance there. So all 4 teams playing this week, and we're excited about that.
Yeah, we're excited. It's exciting times here in Bullfrog Country. I tell you what, it's been a pleasure to watch this program grow.
We play Stinger. Our black team plays Stinger's B team, so that's who it is.
That'd be a good ball game.
It is.
That'd be a good ball game. It's a wonderful time to be a Bullfrog here in Bullfrog Country. Just enjoying it. The crowd, you guys have been great showing up
very much
to these games. This Friday night is the last home game of the season, and it will be senior night for all the senior players, cheerleaders, and band members. So you come out, support this community, come out here and be a part of it all. We enjoy seeing y'all out here. Coach, you got any closing remarks?
I'm just proud of our kids, proud of our community and situation we're in right now. Good luck to our band today. They left early and playing down in Central Texas for their area competition. And good luck to those guys and girls. Just a great time to be a Bullfrog right now. Let's keep this thing rolling. Come out Friday night. First of all, Thursday we'll have our JV game here. Both freshman team. Our JV is away. They'll be playing at Dunbar High School against Eastern Hills, and then both of our freshman games are here. So come out and watch some good football Thursday, and of course senior night on Friday.
All right, perfect. Well, last thing I got for you, last week he came and blessed us with his presence to come back and get on. This Friday night, Johnny Wheeler will be back in the box.
Hey, all right.
As he and Chris will take the broadcast. I'll actually be headed down out of town. Got to go see some family. And my nephew, Landon Wilcoxon, starting center for Vider. They're battling for first place down there, too, as they take on Splendora. A couple of things kind of like us. One LCM has to do something there in order for Vider to take that first spot, but hadn't got a chance to go see him play any high school ball, so I'm going to take a chance to go down and see that one game. But
don't blame you.
But Johnny Wheeler and Chris White will be on the broadcast along with Chuck Cormier on the focal point. Hey, you guys have been great. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We really appreciate you. And this broadcast today was brought to you by State Farm, Stephen Barber Insurance Agency. Call them at 817-238-2265 for all your auto, home, life, health, renters, and business insurance. That's Stephen Barber Insurance. And also, as always, anniversary supporter, Eagles Nest Sports Restaurant, located 8455 Boat Club Road. Stop by and see those guys. We appreciate your support. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you didn't catch the game, go back on Lake Worth ISD YouTube page, as we were only able to broadcast on one stream last night. Go check that YouTube page out. Check out that game. It was a good one. Until next time, Coach. You good?
Nope, I'm good.
For Lake Worth ISD, Coach Welch, staff, I'm Joey Wilcox of Bullfrog Radio. We love you guys, and we'll see you next time. And as always, go Bullfrogs.